Peace, peace, peace. Namaste, namaste. Much gratitude and much grace. Will we give love, we give thanks, and we are back on Only for Arts podcast with your host, yours truly, Joshua Hightower. And man, today is a beautiful day. We are just full of life and full of love, and we are blessed to even be here and just be able to walk, talk, see, hear, and just be present in this moment. I want everyone to take a moment to say, I'm thankful for this moment right now. I am grateful to have oxygen in my body, breath in my body. I'm grateful to be able to see, hear, talk, walk. Anything you could be grateful for, just say that you're thankful, say that you're grateful, show appreciation to the universe, to Yahweh, to the creator, to the most high, to yourself, to your family. Show that appreciation right now. Take a moment to do that. I am thankful. I am blessed. I am highly favored. So today's episode, we are going to talk about unity over division and how this simple thing, yet we have a hard time as people from all races, all walks of life, have a hard time doing it. Coming from different backgrounds or differences, we have a hard time doing this. And, you know, first off, I like to say unity triumphs a lot of things. It can get you, to places that you never could see yourself going. There's a saying that is said that if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together, go with a team. And we need a team. We need like-minded individuals or individuals that will challenge us to think outside the box or give us a different perspective, that can help us to grow, not in just a physical, but a mental, emotional, financial space. And that is beneficial because if we're constantly just around the same group of people that's not growing and sharpening themselves to be better, that means we're not growing or sharpening ourselves to be better either. We're not challenging ourselves or challenging our loved ones and the devils that lay inside of these systems and things of that nature, because we grow stagnant. We grow into a comfortability that doesn't push our boundaries or things that we feel like it's limitations, because there are no limitations. The only limitations are the illusions inside of your mind. And once you unify different perspectives and different ideologies and different thinkings, it can allow you to grow beyond, wow, I never thought of it like that. Or, dang, I didn't even know that existed. It's like that first time when you finally go outside of your area and now you're seeing a different walk of life, or you experience a different culture. It's like a culture shock, a culture shock. And it can shock you into like, man, the mind, like how much, how farther can we go, how creative can we be? And unity, whether it be language, a portfolio of art, it can be a team, as far a football team, a baseball team. It can be a system of someone directing a movie. You need directors, you need actresses, you need on set cast, you need the sound people. These can create a big cake or a big recipe that's a fulfillment of love and joy, and something that's digestible for the universe and for Mother Earth and Father Sky. And unity is the key to that. If you can't say my differences is what make me perfect, or if you can say my differences is what make me perfect, then how can't you say this about someone else and say, you know what, their differences make them perfect and unique in their own way, and maybe their differences is their strength, which is what my weakness is, and I need their strength so that we can kind of collaborate and create this beautiful flower, this beautiful garden, beautiful, acres or acreage of land, which is just nothing but a beautiful infinite canvas that the creator has given us and blessed us with. And this can be scary because you could come to find out that people are so stuck in their ways and their beliefs, ideologies, religion, whatever it may be, that they won't even think about the curiosity, like, what if I'm wrong? What if maybe this person is just another person, or is just a person like me on the other side? What if they're the same individual, just a different race or different height, different weight, different part of the world, different belief system? What if that's the case? Now you have to question everything. Now you have to say, you know what? I have to think like, hey, if this unification brought something beautiful, maybe this unification could bring something beautiful. And it's gonna help you to grow. It's gonna help you to see things differently. So always hone in on unity, unifying your household, unifying your team, unifying your mind, body, and soul, because a divided regime that can be conquered. You hear the term divide and conquer. So anytime we talk about strategies of war, whether it be the art of war, or the book of five rings, when we talk about dividing and conquering, that is essential in being a unit, a team, being a community. The word unity is inside a community. So, in order to keep a community unified, you must not allow them to divide and conquer, which is on the spectrum of opposites of unity, being together, being oneness, being, a collective, being on the same page, one mind, one heart, one beat, being in that same space to be on the right path, on the same page. Y'all may not always get along. Y'all may have differences. Y'all may have arguments, but that is going to help you furthermore your unification, because it's going to strengthen it. It's going to be the backbone. It's going to be the substance, the depth behind the pain, the blood, sweat, and tears that you put in. Just like in one of my other videos, I talked about putting 10,000 hours in. It's going to keep you from saying, you know what, I'll give all this away, because you put work in for it. There's a lot of depth between it. You unified your soul with this thing. And now you're going to say, you know what, I'm not going to let nothing break this up. That is unity. That's unification. So it's a beautiful thing to witness, because we can start to see that people who are scared of unification more than likely want that more than anything. They want to be able to have a sense of person they can depend on, or they can call for, or a shoulder to lean on, maybe someone that can mentor them, or they can mentor. People want that. We as humans really want to socialize, whether we, realize it or not, or whether our traumas or experiences growing up as children or in adults have kind of formed us into this lone wolf, or possibly a, independent person. We want community. We want society. We want to socialize in a healthy manner. Not saying you can't have an independent way of thinking, or an independent space of living, or an independent creative process, or creative expression. But in order to, I say, furthermore your independence, I would say, and I would think in theory kind of proves and show, you need to have a sense of community. You need friends. You need family. You need, a spouse. And I say this in the most loving way. If you say you don't need this and that, you're lying. You're lying. You just hurt from being rejected, or hurt from the pain, or hurt from traumas, or things that you experienced that you haven't healed from. And that's going to lead you to possibly your own downfall, or possibly a state of misery. So in order to heal that, try unifying yourself first. Try getting on the same page with your mind, body, and soul, or not necessarily on the same page. I would say, like, this is how I feel, this is how I should think. More so like, okay, this is how I feel. Understanding your mind, like, okay, why do I feel this way? Your mind is starting to question, why do I feel this way? So now your soul is speaking, like, okay, it's kind of balancing everything out, and it's starting to have a dialogue. It's starting to communicate with each other, and it's starting to unify with each other. And I've seen the beautiful works of how teamwork gets a lot more things done. Two brains is always better than one. And the only thing better than two is a few. So to keep that mindset to say you want to be better, you gotta grow. Iron sharpens iron. Iron sharpens iron. So you need another iron to sharpen your iron. You need another sharp brain to sharpen your brain. You need another sharp creative to sharpen your creativity, or to inspire you. And that's what unification is. It's nothing but a collective of individuals, species, spirits, energies coming together as a collective, and creating something magnificent, creating something that is breathtaking, creating a memorable moment, a revolution that is led by individuals that came together. It's one mission, one movement, and that's to be better than you was yesterday. Whether that's you taking time with yourself, or you going and taking time with people that help you sharpen yourself and that sharpen themselves, That is the whole point of unity. It is unification of all aspects, all mindsets, different frameworks, different business models, different creative acts, different directions, different spirits, different cultures, different beliefs, religions. It doesn't matter. Hone in on this unification, hone in on unity, hone in on saying, you know what, this person may be a person I can learn from, because you can learn from anyone. This person may be a person that can challenge me to grow, and I can put my ego aside. You know what? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I jumped the gun. Maybe I'm not listening as hard, or or maybe you know what? I never thought of it like that. I never even questioned it like that or seen it in that point of view. That is unity. You're taking a different mindset in, and you're downloading it, you're analyzing it, and then you're getting epiphanies on epiphanies on epiphanies and inspiration on inspiration. And now you're going through this whole avalanche snowball effect or rabbit hole effect that is bringing you down or bringing you up into being the best version of yourself. And I love it. I love it. I can officially say, like, I went from kind of being this lone wolf, um to getting to a place where I want to collaborate, I want to experience with people. And that's not to take anything away from isolation creates growth, because I love having my me time. I love being to myself. And I'm pretty sure everyone who relates to that knows that when you isolate yourself, you elevate because you find parts of yourself, or you do things out of bravery because no one's around you. Now you trying things that you grow. But also in times of wanting to push further, wanting to download things even more, or challenge your beliefs, you need other consciousness. You need other conscious beliefs, conscious energies, or creative ways that can challenge that. That can say, hey, I don't believe or I don't agree with that X, Y, and Z because X, Y, and Z information, or X, Y, and Z intuition, et cetera, et cetera. And that's the whole point. That's the beautiful parts of life. We want to come together. All of this war going on in the world, wouldn't that be the what we call the so-called devil, or the falling one, the angel, the Satanist or the Satan? Isn't that their motto or mission, is to divide and conquer? Once you get these two parties or two people going back and forth, you know, being conflictive or combative instead of actually unifying and seeing the real enemy, or seeing what the real angel of life is, the real heaven, what we need to take care of, what we actually need to feed, then we'll be better off. We will be way farther. We will be way more advanced, way more in tune with the universe, way more in tune with ourselves, because we're all just mirror reflections. I will always say that we are all just mirror reflections of each other. If we are always in this space of, like, you know what, let's come together, let's think of something better, or let's challenge each other to be better, it will be a state of peace instead of always being combative, always being conflictive. And I'm not saying, when I say challenge, I'm not saying combat like as in fight and tear people down in a bad way. I'm saying challenge as in push you, pull you. Let's see if you got the heart. Let's see if you got the mindset and mind frame to actually back up what you're saying. Or let's see if you actually are in your studies. Or are you actually taking time to deep thinker than you're actually thinking? Are you actually doing deep thinking? Or are you just, being basic, being shallow, being surface area? And that's the whole point. That is the whole imperative nature of humans. We as people in sociology, psychology, we want friendship, we want family, we want to communicate and have community. The same way if we talk about people in prison systems, when they get sent into the hole and they're in this reconfined small space and with no one to talk to or speak to, they can become crazy, because now you're having to strictly only talk to yourself and not experience life. That's why we need to travel and see different cultures, travel and see different people, different mindsets, and different energy points of the earth. That is going to unlock newer envisions, newer creativity, newer mindset, newer ways of thinking. you know that's why you should travel. It's always easier to say. It's always interesting how, I should say, that when people start to travel outside of their county, their state, and especially their country, their whole mindset, their whole shock of gratitude, and the whole way of thinking comes back magnified into something special or something different. It's almost like this essence that came about you because it's like, bro, it's more to life than what's just here right now. It's more to life than what's just in my mind right now. There's a lot more ways I can think or I can see the world and visualize it, you know? And I've came to grow like if this is not the year to travel, this is the year to travel. Like despite all the other plane issues going on, I would suggest this is the year to travel. And traveling is not just out of countries or places. Travel with your friends. Go on mental safaris. Travel with creative projects and acts, and let's see where our mind and our creativity flows and processes take us. Unify, unity. To have a community, you need unity. To have a community, you need unity. To be able to do that, you need to unify as a people. And I love it. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Cause at the end of the day, we all we got. We all we want to see. At the end of the day, we want to experience nature. We want to experience people and communicate, socialize. That's what we want to do. We want to do that. And to a point where even sometimes we've kind of grown accustomed to whether it be through technology advancement or lifestyles that we've grown into or grown up from, we are either socially awkward or we're not socially like healthy as far as how we socialize and how we interact with each other because we have gone through these things that are handicapping us from doing this. They are handicapping us. If you look at everything in every aspect, whether it be a creative art form, a business model, a entrepreneur, a whatever it is, you need some form of unity, which is going to take some form of communication. And the only way you communicate is if you unify certain aspects, whether it be dialogue from one party to another, and now y'all comprehend it. Now y'all have some compassion. That's what I picture unity being, which is the three C's: community. I mean, excuse me, the three C's, which is unity to me, is communication, compassion, and comprehension. But in order, it would be communication, comprehension, then compassion. That's unification. That's how you unify as a people. And that's powerful because now you get to see all facets of life and you get to really understand and overstand and understand that we are all the same thing. We are all the same people, just in little different realities, having different experiences at different heights, different weights, different structures or statures, I should say. And it can make you grow to appreciate life. It can make you grow to say, you know what, I'll take that trip to go fly out and work with these people, or I'll reach out to someone and say, hey, I called you, man, because I want to reach out, work on this project, or I got this business idea, or I got this nonprofit I want to start, or let's go clean up the community. These are things we need to raise the frequency of the earth, you know, and it raises the frequency of yourself and your spirit and your aura, because now you're able to say that you have a cultivation of experiences inside of your cipher, inside of your field of aura that you manifested through conversations, through experiences, through communication, through comprehension, through compassion. That's what it boils down to. And you can do it. You need unification, man. You need to unify, man. You need it. Every ancient war we fought, every creative thing that's been brought into existence, every architectural structure, everything has been a collaboration, a unification, a collection, a collective of minds, spirits, energies that came together and say, let's build something special. Even when we talk about life in the most basic form, how a baby is born, it is the masculine and the feminine energies coming together and unifying to create this beautiful baby. In my ideology, in my philosophy on God, God is the masculine and feminine coming together and creating life, this life force. Noting that we have the masculine and feminine side of our brains, which allows us to enter different parts of ourselves. That is beautiful. That's unity. That's unification. And when you have healthy balance of masculine and feminine, you have a healthy product of life, a healthy part of love that is being expressed. And that's something we all got to work on, something we really need to practice on a healthy state and practice with ourselves on a day-to-day basis. And you can start small, start with you, and then work your way up, reaching out to close loved ones, friends, maybe even strangers. And then after a while, it'll become natural. It'll become a abundance of that people want to reach out to you now because you want to collaborate on a healthy manner. And that's the beautiful part of life, man. We all have choices and decisions, and collaboration can help further those choices and decisions, either in a good or bad way. But if you're doing it out of real community and a real cultivation of self love, you'll be just fine. That is all for today, people. Thank you for tuning in to Only for Hearts podcast. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste, namaste. Much gratitude and much grace. We give love, we give thanks. Peace.